Hey crew, it's Allison. Thanks so much for joining me today. We're going to go over the pick drill. So we're just going to go over kind of how I typically start classes and how you can kind of warm up your body to get ready for the work. So I want you to go ahead and strap into your foot stretcher. And as you're strapping in, make sure the top of your toe's at the top of the ridge plate, okay? And that's where I want the top of your toe. Once you're there, go ahead. Just pull your straps nice and tight. Grab your handlebar, pinkies all the way out to the edge. Your thumbs are wrapped underneath. So this is called the catch. I always like to have you kind of check in here, make sure your posture is perfect. So your arms are nice and long. Your upper body is leaning forward slightly. Your core is super engaged. Now take a peek down. In between your seat and your heels, I want about 8 to 10 inches. So if you're not there, you just adjust. All right, this is called the catch. We're going to press back to the finish, and that's where we start our pick drill. We'll press back, hold at the finish in 3, 2, 1. Press back and hold. Excellent. So once we're at the finish, we just start picking apart the stroke one little bit at a time. So as we progress with each part of this pick drill, you take as much time as you need at each step. So we start with arms only. We just go out and in with the arms in 3, 2, and 1. So you just go out and in with the arms. Nice and easy. So as you're here, making sure you're leaning back. Your core is super engaged. Your shoulders are nice and relaxed. And you just have a nice light grip on the handlebars. So as you go forward with your arms, you should feel the flywheel kind of catch. And then you just pull back nice and light with your arms. We're going to go arms and body. That's the next step of our pick drill. So we just add the upper body when I count you in 3. Add the upper body in 2. And 1, we add the upper body. So now you're hinging forward from the hips and then leaning back. And as you do that, your core is super engaged throughout the entire movement. And as you come back to the finish, you exhale every time. Inhale, exhale. You still have the light grip on the handlebars. Your shoulders are still relaxed. The only thing that's really working, your core. Super engaged here, right? Maybe a nice deep stretch through the hamstrings. Our next step is going to be a half stroke. Now I want you to hold at the finish. For a half stroke, I just want you to check out what your full stroke rate is, okay? So when you're at the catch, your shins are perpendicular to the floor. So they're up and down here. When you come into a half stroke is just halfway. So it's like a little pop to the knee. All right, so let's come into the half stroke in 3, 2, and 1. Come half stroke, just a little pop. And back. Excellent. It'll pop to the knee and back. So you're still keeping your arms in your body. You're just adding a tiny pop to the knees, right? So you're starting to feel what that press off the foot stretcher feels like with this stroke. So as you're going through the pick drill, as you're seeing how your muscles feel throughout this movement, I want you to remember that rowing is a push sport. It's not a pull. So I want you to really focus on the drive with the heel through the foot stretcher, okay? So it's a big drive through the legs all the way to the finish. We're at a half stroke. The final thing that we do in our pick drill is a full stroke. So we come all the way to the catch in 3. In 2, we come to a full stroke. And 1 all the way and press back. So now you're coming here all the way to the catch, pressing back to the finish. A nice easy stroke all the way through, and just keeping in mind that a lot of the pressure in your stroke is coming from the legs. It's a push sport, right? So you're pushing through the legs with every stroke. One thing, when you come to the catch, maybe your heels roll up a little bit, but not too much, because if they do, then your booty starts to scoot under your legs. It's a very weird stroke. So if you have tight hamstrings like me, maybe your heels roll up a little bit at the catch, and then you press back to the finish. So keep going with that stroke. Every stroke gets a little easier, gets a little better. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this pick drill video. My name is Alison. Hope to see you guys on the crew track soon.